Hello, beautiful people. It is Athletically Declined on ESPN 97.5. Jet, Spencer Roland Nolan. What is going on, Houston? This is Jet Boyer here on Athletically Declined. We want to give a special shout out to our sponsors of the stream, our boys at Sold Out here in League City, Texas. Also, want to give a special shout out to the best gym in the Friendswood League City area, The Sanctuary. If you guys are looking to achieve your fitness goals this year, look no further than The Sanctuary. Also, special shout out to Throat Apparel, Tilt. Guys, fit us out. They have got the best shirts here in the local Houston area. If you guys want to check them out, all the links are on our website at hlx.com/athletically declined. Appreciate you guys. Woo, man, we got some fun stuff to talk about with the Texans. That was last week with the Rockets.
Yes, we do. Hot start to the season.
10-5.
Man, we have finally, and 10-5 at the time of this recording.
Correct.
We have finally started to see the fruits that we have been growing on our fruit tree for the past 4 seasons. We are finally starting to bear those fruits. We're starting to get some apples and some bananas. It's looking good. Hey, NBA dropped their power rankings going into this week. Number 5, your Houston Rockets. What a time to be alive.
And at the time of recording right now, based on the standings in the Western Conference, number 4. So, man, let's just start this off by saying, first of all, how good does it feel? We talked about this a little bit before we started recording. Seeing Reed Shepard start doing exactly what you had mentioned you wanted to see him do.
Yeah, I had been wanting him to be way more aggressive. He had been very, very passive with the ball. We drafted him to be a shooter, and he was too focused at times on making the right play. You know, as a rookie, you don't want to mess up. You don't want to take a bad shot because that means you're going to get relegated to the G League. So he was really focused on just playing within the system, you know, making the smart play. But we didn't get a chance to see that flamethrower he had at Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Well, in a blowout on Sunday night against the Bulls, he finally decided to let loose, and he was letting it rain. And it wasn't a whole lot. We still got a lot more we need to see from Reed Shepard.
That stroke.
But we finally, pause. We're finally starting to see the Reed Shepard that we drafted him to be. And I mean, there's still a ton of time for him to get better.
And in those shots too, mind you, like it wasn't like they were like just 3-point shots. Like they were like quite a ways out there.
Oh yeah, he's got that limitless range badge.
Yeah, definitely.
Got the limitless range badge for sure.
So one thing to note too, you got Jalen Green almost averaging 20 points right now.
Yes. That's
nice. Again, I feel like that we're still seeing a little bit of inconsistency.
Definitely.
I want to see that sure up. I'm not the biggest Jalen Green fan. You know, everybody, like you watch the content, y'all know that there's certain things about Jalen Green in this offense that I'm not sold on yet. Not saying I can't be, but I'm just not. And my main reason too, I feel like it's valid. Like Jalen Green will be a hot trade asset if he continues to play even inconsistent like this.
I disagree. I think that contract locked him in here for a while.
Well, regardless of the contract, I'm just saying he is a very valuable asset for any team.
I know, but I just don't think anyone's trading for him on that contract. I think that's especially with what the Rockets are looking to do, which is continue to build around him and Şengün. I just don't see him as a trade asset. I get what you're saying, but I got to push back there. I can't see him getting traded after the contract.
We'll find out. Crazier things have happened.
Maybe in the offseason. Maybe in the offseason, but he is here for the 24-25 season.
Let me ask you a question. Greek Freak becomes available, those talks heat up, and they want Jalen. Are you making that trade?
Sure. I mean, that's Greek Freak. But again, that's another one I think we don't see him get moved at the deadline. I think he's someone at the offseason. And at the offseason, we can revisit this, and I would say anyone's on the table in the offseason. If you didn't win a championship, I truly believe unless you have like a bona fide superstar, top 5, top 10 talent, everyone should be on the table unless you literally just won the championship the season before.
And I would even go as far as to say one name that you kind of mentioned when we were at the fight that I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say I think that he could be someone that could get moved not in the offseason, and that's De'Aaron Fox.
I could see it. We would need to see the Kings really bottom out.
Yeah.
But That is definitely someone on the short list of people I would trade a good amount of assets for. He's contract eligible this summer, right? The Kings, if they were to fall out of contention, and right now they do have a solid start to their season, if they were to bottom out and become sellers at the deadline, they would want to move De'Aaron Fox before he walks away for nothing.
100%.
He's a Houston guy. He really would fit the need with what the Rockets have. They could move on from Fred VanVleet or relegate him to the bench in his final non-guaranteed years of his contract. I would love De'Aaron Fox. He'd be a great fit.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Another name, like you could mention, Şengün. Şengün's playing great ball as well. He's actually averaging, at the time of recording, a double-double.
Yeah, he is one of the top fantasy basketball players right now. I think he's top 5 right now in fantasy points in basketball.
Yeah, it's, again, like just picking up where he left off last year. Love seeing that. I do want to talk a little bit, there's some times where, we kind of have gotten in this really cool spot in AD where we, you rub some elbows with the right people, you get a little bit of inside track, and we got a little inside info on one of our boys, one of our guys that we really love. That's Cam Whitmore. So, have some sources close to Cam Whitmore, and then we were aware of the Cam Whitmore going to the G League before it actually happened. It's actually 2 days before. And it's very interesting because Cam Whitmore, as much as we love him, like, a lot of these guys, unless you're really reading into some of the like nitty gritty stuff, you don't really get to know a lot about that person, right? They're not in the limelight like a Şengün, like a Jalen Green. And something that's kind of interesting is we were told about the attitude, which is not something that I think that either one of us would have thought with Cam Whitmore, right? Like, that's not something.
The only thing was that coming into coming in as a rookie, like when he fell in the draft, a lot of people were speculating is because he didn't interview well. Mm-hmm. But that was also kind of brushed aside because people were saying, well, I mean, even when you hear that, sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's not. But what we heard, at least what people on Twitter were saying, and that's extremely valuable, reliable all the time. But what was being brushed aside on Twitter was just, oh, he's an introvert. He doesn't like to interview well. He's not good with the media. That's how he was, in high school and how he was, in his season at Villanova. So that was kind of brushed aside. But, with what you're saying, if that's true, maybe we are seeing why he fell.
Yeah, and it's in some part it's growing, right? Because again, like this is a kid who was a star player and in college for his team, and you fall in the draft, you get on a young team, and you feel like you may have earned some time and earned to stay on that roster, and you get sent to the G League. Hopefully, there's some growing up that's done there if that is the case and things are checking out. But that very reliable source on this one, and man. It's going to be interesting because I want to see Cam Whitmore on this team, dude. Yeah,
to me, it's interesting. We were talking about Reed Shepard earlier. To me, it made more sense for him to be in the G League right now and have Cam Whitmore get those minutes off the bench. Correct. I think maybe the idea is they want to try to get, Reed Shepard some exposure to be the backup point guard. But I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest, I'll be honest, I'm not someone that's super against Aaron Holiday. I know that he's someone people kind of cringe at. He really is the Walmart brand of his brother, Drew Holiday. Yep. He is a solid backup point guard, at least for me at this point. Fred VanVleet and him can hold it down. You got Jalen Green has improved his playmaking abilities this season, has taken leaps in that department. Şengün obviously is someone that you can be your hub on offense. So I'm not convinced that Reed Shepard needs to be up here getting these point guard minutes when he could be down in the G League, lighting it up, getting a lot of usage, really working on like the intricacies of his game, like getting a deeper offensive bag and things like that.
One guy I do want to ask you, see what your thoughts are at this point in the season. Alen Thompson.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like at this point he's exceeding expectations, about right where you thought he'd be?
Oh, for me, he's about right where I thought he'd be, but that's given the fact that I was expecting him to take a very, very massive leap forward. And I just want to put something out there. I want someone to show me someone that's been playing better defense than Alen Thompson has been this season. As I think it's few and far between. His ability to, and we talk about this a lot. We've talked about it as Rockets fans for, upwards of 7 or 8 years now. The Rockets, in various times in their franchise's history, but especially in the heyday of the Harden day, they were switch everything, right? And so you were seeing guys point guards get switched on to centers. But when that would happen, you would just see him usually take a foul or, really just do your best and just give up a free two, right? Alen Thompson's the type of defender, if you could put him back on one of those Harden teams, he would have fit that system so beautifully because he truly can switch 1 through 5. He can guard literally any position. And I'll be honest, they were doing such a great job. Like they did fall to the Bucks on Monday night, but I was watching the way Alen Thompson was guarding Damian Lillard. He had him going just in fits trying to get 3-pointers up.
Yeah. Only losing by 1, man.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. What happened at the very end of the game, we can talk about another time. But all that being said, Alen Thompson and his benchmate, Tari Eason, have been just absolutely terrors on the defensive end coming off the bench. Like, they are the definition of spark plugs.
Dare I say
off
the Terror
bench.
Twins?
Yeah, that is. I like that nickname that we've been seeing start to get floated around there. It's pretty good.
Love that. Yeah. So I guess one of my final things I want to kind of hit here, Spence, is do you now see the path to 50 games?
It's definitely on the table. That was your bold prediction. I had them 44-38. I would probably say, gun to my head right now, I would say, I'm gonna say right in the middle of our predictions right now. I'm gonna say 48-34 is what I would see right now. But I'll tell you this: I think they might make a little run at this NBA Cup. I think that's very much in the cards right now because they have another home game in the NBA Cup against the Blazers. They blew out the Clippers. They're currently first place in the group right now by virtue of their point differential, which is one thing I love about the NBA Cup is that you got guys that doesn't matter if they're up 20, they're still trying to put up points with 2 minutes left in the game because point differential is a very important tiebreaker. But nonetheless, they played Portland this Friday, a game they should win. That's 2 wins, right? Then you just need 2 more wins, and you win your group, and you're automatically into the Final Four.
Talk about dodging a bullet, by the way, for Houston with Scoot Henderson.
Man, yeah,
that's strange.
Yeah, it's been very clear to me that outside of the freak of nature that was built in a lab that plays basketball for the Spurs, Alen Thompson's the best player in that draft class.
Yeah, that had to make everybody feel a lot better. But yeah, I mean, we scored was it last night over 140 points?
Yeah.
I mean, there's one thing for sure is Houston is well coached.
Yes. And that is evident by their, once again, ferocious defense. I believe it's top 5. Last I checked, it might even be top 3, at the time of this recording because they've had 2 very good defensive outings in a row against the Bulls and the Bucks.
Yeah, another thing that I would be remiss if we didn't touch on. How about the new City Connect apparel?
Oh, man. Those are beautiful. So absolutely beautiful.
Just the little detail of the Summit logo on everything. Oh my gosh, the nostalgia.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cop some of that. We're gonna have to get some of that. That merch.
There is some great stuff there, man. And even for those familiar with Homage, they make some really good stuff as well. They got a really nice iteration that they did, and it's got the rocket ship underneath the City Connect H-Town logo. Oh, dude, it's sweet. So sweet.
The Rockets, I really feel like, have done a very good job with their City Connect jerseys over the years. The one year I really wasn't the biggest fan. I get what they did was the San Diego Rockets one with the green and the yellow. I wasn't the biggest fan of that one.
Last year's was great.
It was still neat. Yeah, the one last year was beautiful. The bring back the astronaut, right? Oh man, I forgot what they called it. Rockets Twitter can flame me for that, but I forgot the name. But the astronaut logo was beautiful. I also like the H-Town Blue homage from a few years ago. That was a good one. We're a long ways removed from back in the day when they used to do the sleeve jerseys. Oh, those were hideous, bro. That was an ugly time in NBA history.
Wasn't it like red and gray?
Well, the Rockets had one that was the gray sleeves with the checkers on the side.
Yes.
Horrible. They also had the red one with the Chinese lettering.
The black
one. That
one.
was fine. Just it was all bad. I didn't see a single sleeved jersey in that time period that I liked. I'm so glad no one does that anymore.
I'll say this:
negative aura.
The only City Connect jersey Houston's done that gives the current one now a run for its money is when they did the early 2000s one. What was that? 3 years ago?
Oh no, that was
Because Jalen Green was on the team.
But it was a Jalen Green 4. It wasn't a 0.
Correct,
So it was either second year or third year, whenever that was. But yeah, that was a good one too.
Those were really nice.
Yeah.
But these, just the way they did it, I think, again, just the detail with the summit, man. Like, that was such a smart marketing move. Whoever did that, you're brilliant. And they should get a raise.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, though. They're running out of ideas. What do we see next year?
That is true.
I'm thinking, like, what are we attributing to the old school Astros maybe next?
Or are they yellow? Please just don't make them yellow.
Oh, well, you say that. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if we saw some yellow.
Didn't they do yellow one year? Did we have an alternate that was yellow and red?
I mean, yeah, the ketchup and mustard, yeah.
Yeah, but it was all yellow.
It was no. It wasn't.
I thought we had.
I
an
can't
all
think
yellow.
of an all yellow Rockets in a
maybe
Harden.
maybe
in the
it was
Harden
a
era.
concept that I saw or something.
Yeah, I mean, we had the ketchup and mustard, but that was predominantly red.
Right.
I'm just saying, NBA jerseys are at a point right now where I trust that they'll come out with something cool. Of all of the major sports, I think basketball's got the best jerseys.
Yeah, I will say that. Although the Texans did a great job with theirs.
I agree. There was a lot of criticism at first, but when you see them on the field, they look really good.
And I will say this. Houston Astros, whoever's doing the City Connects for us, I hope to God that you took notes, because your other franchises in Houston have done well. Please don't let us down. Please.
Dude, they should go to the formula. Just do a H-Town Blue. If we got some Love You Blue Astros, dude, that would be sick.
Oh, dude.
Literally every other team has done it.
Yeah,
except for the Texans, because Amy Adams Strunk. Hey, get the bleep ready. Fuck Amy Adams Strunk again. We're bringing it back from the first episode. Not going to flick off. I won't flick it off.
And that's the bottom line, because Mr. Fantasy said so.
I don't know. I'm back on my grind with her again, because the Cougs are wearing their H-Town Blue jerseys this week. And I just know that Amy Adams Strunk is in her freaking ivory tower just stewing. She's the worst, bro. She's the worst. Disrespectfully.
Just, you know what? The new name for Karen around here is going to be, don't be an Amy.
Don't be an Amy Adams Strong.
But okay.
AAS or AS.
This has been good. I'm excited to see what's happening. Again, guys, we got to get to a game, because
we do.
I was
actually looking at tickets for Friday, but I was not going to take you, brother. Respectfully.
Hey, it's okay.
Nothing
I'm
personal.
sure there's prettier people than you.
Yeah, you catch my drift, brother.
But yeah, dude, again, Houston, as we always say, it's a great time to be a Houston sports fan. A lot of great things going on.
For now.
Yeah, for now. There is still the elephant in the room with the Houston Astros and re-signing players, but that's for another episode.
Yeah, well, maybe we can touch on that for next week.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, as always, this is Athletic Decline here live from 80 Studios in Sold Out. We will catch you guys on the next one, 97.5 ESPN.
Y'all take it easy.
You made it to the end of the video. We appreciate you continuing to support us by showing your love and watching the video. If you haven't, please make sure you like the video below so that we know that we did a good job. And if we didn't, there's a comment section for a reason. Let us know what you didn't like, or if you have some suggestions. We are always open to listening to you guys, because we are by the fans for the fans. And if you would please do us a favor and go to our YouTube channel at Athletically Declined Sports and hit us a subscribe. You guys can check out all the shows that we have going on during the week. Appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all in the next video.